Hello and welcome back. I know I haven't done anything ATV lately, but today I'm here to bring you a present. I'm going to show you how to change the oil on a 2020 CFMOTO 600 Touring Edition. And here we go. So starting off from the front of your vehicle, you're going to go to the right side. You're going to remove this plastic cover here. Don't be afraid to yank that guy off. I had to yank it pretty hard myself. And you can also remove the full plastic cover here. It does require that elusive 10mm. I'm going to go ahead and take that off because it allows a lot easier for filming here. This is your oil filter location, and you will be needing either a 5/16 or an 8mm to get those open. Now we're going to go ahead and get down on the driver's side of the four-wheeler here, and there's actually a triangular cutout so that you do not miss where the drain plug is. It's right here, no need to remove any plastics. That is a 17mm socket there. You'll be needing to drain that, and with over a foot of clearance you shouldn't have any problem shoving something under there to change the oil. Had to stop by my neighbor Jesse's and check out the custom motorcycle paint job he's done. Absolutely incredible. You know, he said that if you do have enough cash, he possibly could do some work for you. This is his personal Hayabusa here. Absolutely gorgeous. Brandy wine red. Custom work here. Since we stopped by Jesse's to see his motorcycle, I'll let you in on my little project here coming soon. To be a cafe racer, 1990 Yamaha 1100. So fancy. Got all the parts, they're just waiting to be added on, cleaned up, redone. Now before you drain those 2.5 quarts of oil that your engine requires to run, you're going to want to grab 3 quarts of the 10W40 JASO MA2 API-SL oil here, and then also pick up one of those KN152 oil filters. There's many other options, that's just what my auto parts store had available. I'm going to go ahead and loosen up my dipstick right here to ensure that the oil flows a little bit better. Get that out and just set it on there for you. Now we're going to get under here and we are going to pop that plug loose. Make sure you're all loosened and have a day. Perfect. You're going to want to hold on to that real tight. Make sure you don't lose it unless you got a magnetic pointer to pull it out. Okay, we're getting close. Now this is 2.3 to 2.5 quarts, so make sure you do have something big enough. Oh, that's pretty clean actually. Looks like I'm doing good oil changes here. Okay, once you're about finished draining there, I'm going to go ahead and give a couple loosens to the oil filter here. Make sure we're trying to get all that oil out instead of spilling all over our plastics. Just give it a little bit of space there. Don't want it leaking out the bottom. Should be alright. Have a rag under there just in case. Now we're going to go ahead and remove that oil cover here, but be ready, there will be some oil seepage. And make sure to keep this clean as the oil will be going off of this and back into your engine. The old filter may be stuck in there, so you'll have to grab something to pull it out a little bit easier. For example. Perfect. Just go ahead and lay that on the ground. And as I said, it was a KN152. You can see that there. Now this side, obviously the open side, will go in there. You want to get a little bit of oil on the outside before you slide that in there as well. And we'll line her up and get her back together from here. When tightening this back on, you're going to want to be pretty gentle with it. You're going to want to get all of them pretty even tightness here. And then we'll tighten them all up one after the other. Alright, let's get a little traction on this guy. That's good. That's good. We can clean off this outside so we don't look like a hobo. And we'll get back underneath. Pop that oil plug back in there. As a reference for container size, this is a 4-quart container here. Have plenty of room left. We go ahead and slide this bolt back in. Make sure to have a tight grip if you're going to leave your oil container down there. You find the hole. Now once you get that bolt tied up there, we're going to go ahead and remove this oil to make sure we caught every last drop. And we're going to get back to tightening that bolt here. So this being a big wrench, I don't want to stretch anything here. I'm going to go ahead and be real gentle with it. And we are just going to use a single finger here. Push till I feel like it's tight. That seems good. And then we'll get back up here, go find our funnel, start putting some oil in. Okay, now that we have our funnel here, I'm just going to go ahead and rig this up here so we don't have to worry about holding that. We're going to take our first quart and give it the slow pour. Make sure nothing's leaking. Looks like we're good to go. And we'll do the same thing with quart number 2. Now on the third quart here, manufacturer suggests 2.3 quarts. So as you can see here, we have measuring devices on the side. We're going to go just a little bit below that 3/4 mark and then close her up and give her a nice start up. Okay, we're still just a little bit above it. Perfect spot. We'll give it a shot. Now before we actually do start that, we're going to go ahead and get this all the way in there. Check the dipstick range. Get it nice and tight. Pull it back off there for us. Alright. Looks like we are almost perfectly at that full line. It's kind of hard to see there. I'm going to go ahead and start it up and make sure we get that oil up in the oil filter there. I don't know why the ice cream man is still out. It's December. Anyways, starting up the ATV here. Go ahead and let it get some going. Switch it to run. And hit that fancy little green button there. Great ride. Great ride. Now let's check that oil again. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loosen up that dipstick again. There we go. We're going to wipe that oil off with a brand new clean rag here. Shove it back in to get an accurate reading. We may have to put 0.2 quarts more in there to make sure she's topped off to the right point after filling up the oil filter here. Now it looks like there is no oil on there at all. So we're going to go ahead and give her just a bit more oil. Like I said, 0.2 more quarts. Now I know those measurements may have been kind of difficult. The ending result, you should end up with about 2.5 quarts. So we'll just take it down to that half right there on the measurement stick. And we'll just keep checking until we get there. It's right about half. Now we're going to go ahead and plug it back up and start it up again. That ice cream man again. Jesus. Thing's on a megaphone. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and pop that guy back off here and double check the oil. Stupid ice cream man. For the last time here, we're going to go ahead and pull out that dipstick and double check that it is all the way up there and that we're happy with where the oil's at. As you can see, we're almost all the way to the top there, about 2 bars short. I'm happy with that location. So we're going to go ahead and tighten it back up and get her ready to go. Last but not least, you just want to double check everything is tight here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is all the way it can go. Don't want it pushing out at high speeds, which you'll notice immediately. If it's been leaking or anything, obviously your plastic will suddenly look new. So get that there, double check your plug on bottom, your dipstick, and you're ready to go. Now depending on what you took off before, we're going to go ahead and put that plastic cover back on here. Like I said, it's that legendary 10mm you'll need, and we will line it up like this. There's a bolt located down here, and then one inside that plastic cover as well. Now if you took off this plastic cover, just go ahead and shove that bad boy back on. As you can see, it's also pretty hard to do, so yeah, there we go. Awesome. Last but not least, you're going to want to go ahead and start it up, double check everything's not leaking, then you can ride off into Wonderland or wherever you were planning on going.